I'm going to go ahead and move to calendars. And I'm going to start with Supervisor Pyska, if that's okay.
Yes. Tomorrow, I have so many overlapping things. I'm not sure how I'm going to get through everything. I have an NCO board meeting, but I have a conflicting appointment. And then I have a meeting with some folks coming out of town from Integrated California Sustainable Insurance Strategy, Safer from Wildfires Framework. This is around home hardening. It looks like I'm going to figure out how to get to that one too. So all of my things are kind of piled up in the afternoon, so I'll figure that out. Thursday, I am traveling to DC. Friday, I have again, some overlapping things where my insurance working group is meeting with Senate staff. But at the same time, I've got my disaster response training with the FEMA task force. So I'm going to hurry back to the hotel and catch the last couple of hours of that. The rest of the conference, as planned, I guess. Traveling back Wednesday. I'm going to have to miss a couple things Wednesday. Thursday, contract negotiations with the geysers. And then we have geothermal advisory meeting. And then Friday, the 7th, I might actually be able to make the Resilience Hub work group, but I'm going to have to see how I'm doing when things settle down. And then meeting with CIO Parker on the 10th and then back on the 11th.
Go ahead of me.
Is that it, Supervisor?
Yes.
Okay. Move on to Supervisor Owen.
Oh, okay. So I was hoping you'd go first. So last week I had, since we weren't here last week, I had some meetings with constituents. I had a ladies' luncheon at Hidden Valley on Wednesday. Afterwards, we left, actually, Supervisor Rasmussen and I left for Sacramento for a training for CPAC, and we stayed there through Friday. Took Saturday off, worked Sunday. This coming week, I have, I think we had Housing Commission meeting yesterday. Let me pick this up so I can read which one it is. I have a couple of meetings tomorrow, one with Nicole Flora, and that's for the Economic Development Corporation. And I also have another meeting, and I don't have the title of it, but I have the date and the time. I have some more meetings on Thursday, and Friday will be Planning Department. Oh, I just have down that the Planning Department's going to be closed. I also have the, I think the Middletown boys have made it to the playoffs, and they'll be playing tomorrow night in the playoff game in Middletown.
Thank you, Supervisor Sabatier.
So I'm gonna make an announcement, a couple announcements. Hopefully I won't get a email from Behavioral Health. I think we got the green light to say something publicly, but we, as the COC, we met with another COC, Monterey COC. I learned by going to CSAC that Luis Alejo, who used to be an assembly member, was the head of the COC in Monterey. So I figured let's go ahead and pick his brain on how we can navigate and best come up with better funding availability that we have been trying to get. And it was mentioned to us that we should be going after the encampment resolution grants. And we were under the impression that encampment resolution grant was more along the lines of kind of like the Santa Rosa cleanup that occurred on the trail out there, or some of the other things that we see in more urbanized environments. Well, it turns out the encampment resolution grant could be used for a single tent. It could be used for 3 tents. It's whatever we decide are encampments. And so we just got approved. We got $1.5 million that we're going to receive. And so our next meeting, I'm planning to put it on our COC agenda to create an ad hoc committee to start planning how that's going to be utilized. And it's perfect timing because we worked on the pick count. We know where people are. We know how many there are, and let's see how many we can impact. And I believe my recollection of the grant is we hope to impact up to 250 people. And so that's exciting. It's additional revenue streams that we have not seen in a while. However, on the other side, we're hearing that there may be some huge losses on HUD and the impact to funding for homelessness may be coming. We haven't seen anything yet, but I've seen, I think it was on an NPR article, could be up to 84% reduction in staffing in certain homeless programs. So that means either funding will go away or funding will be very delayed and slowed down. And others are talking about a 50% reduction in workforce in the HUD. So keeping an eye out just to see what that looks like and hoping to have those conversations in DC to see if there's any better understanding. But I'm thinking DC is as confused as all the way down to the street level here. So we'll see what happens. The other one is I just put out the press release on March 13th, working with Supervisor Owen, as well as Fire Chief Willie Cepeda, Teresa Harberth, I believe I'm saying the right last name, from Lower Lake Community Action Committee, as well as the City of Clear Lake. We are looking to do a town hall to create a fire safe council and hopefully get people energized to creating fire-wise communities. And so it'll be on March 13th, which is a Thursday. It'll be at 6 p.m. in the Clear Lake City Hall chambers. Please join us. If you find the press release online, you will also find that there is a Zoom link. We are trying to make this as accessible to everybody as possible, as we need everyone, all hands on deck, to figure out how to reduce and mitigate potential fires. So those are the announcements. As far as my day tomorrow, I'm meeting a couple of times regarding the COC, and then I am taking charge as an alternate for First Five Lake County, and hoping to join the Lake County Fire Protection District later on that day if I'm still available. Thursday, same as Supervisor Paiska, traveling, and while the conference doesn't start until the 1st, on the 28th, I will be there to do some economic mobility leadership network conference sessions and working on that. When I get back, which is Thursday the 6th, I did join a CSAC working group for childcare. With my involvement in First Five and the knowledge that I've gained through there, I wanted to make sure that Lake County had a voice in that. And so we're having our first meeting, I believe it's Riverside, Chuck Washington. I think it's Riverside. Riverside County Supervisor Chuck Washington will be taking the lead on that working group, and I'm looking forward to the conversation and figuring out what are some opportunities so that we can enhance our child care availability here in Lake County. Later on that day, a COC General Board meeting will occur, and then I'll be hanging out at the Clear Lake City Council, seeing what's going on. And then at this moment in time, I am clear till a CAO meeting on that Monday and back here on the 11th.
Thank you, Supervisor. And I just wanted to thank you and Supervisor Paiska for going back to DC this next week and advocating for us, and have a safe trip. I attended, going back to since our last meeting, the APC and LTA meeting. Attended a BVAC meeting that same day with Supervisor Paiska, and we do have a full board out there now. And,
We got a resignation.
oh, we did? I didn't know about it? Okay.
No.
Sorry to hear that. I met with, I'm not sure what their appropriate name, but I'll call it the Tobacco Initiative, regarding, I guess, an interview, just asking questions. It's one of the topics that'll eventually come back to us with more ordinances related to that. I had a Mental Health Advisory Board meeting. I attended a CWA meeting that they had with Congressman Thompson's office regarding concerns for some of the ag in this area. I had my tour and briefing with Water Resources Department and their staff to get more educated on everything they have going on. I had my tour and discussion with Registrar of Voters as far as what they have going on. Attended a city council meeting, went to the special LAFCO meeting with Supervisors Pyska and Sabatier on a tour of Canocti County Water. Then that same day left with Supervisor Owen for the CSAC New Supervisor Institute Session 2 in Sacramento. It was a lot of great training, and we did make some new friends and contacts from many other counties in California that have new supervisors. So that was exciting. Then I came back on the weekend. I had a team on the polar plunge, which everybody that was helping with that raised the whole budget for their entire year for this fiscal year or this next calendar year for them to run that program. Scotts Valley Community Advisory Council meeting last night, which next month we're moving to broadcasting and recording thanks to Peg's assistance. RCD gave a presentation. I'm excited about a grant that they're applying for, which if successful would place 10 10,000-gallon water tanks strategically in Scotts Valley for fire protection. Also, a second component of it is a technology called Meter Me, where citizens that have water sources, large wells, ponds, et cetera, can hook up to that. It would let the fire authorities know where water is available, where they can access it. So I think that'd be great if, the Resource Conservation District is successful there. Tomorrow, all day, I'm going to be in the Tribal Cultural Awareness Training through Kanokatai over at Robinson, so I'm excited about that. I have to speak at the Judges Breakfast on Thursday, just regarding what my priorities in District 4. Let's see, I'm excited that we got 2 new planning commissioners coming. I plan to be at their swearing in on Thursday morning, and that will fill up our planning commission. Then I have a citizen science hitch training. I volunteered to help with hitch observations this spawning season. And then I'm going to be involved in the READ program of the first grade class on Friday. And that concludes my report. Go ahead.
I want to thank Helen Owen, Supervisor Owen, and CAO Parker for also presenting at the Judges Breakfast this month. I'm the host, so you were my guests. And just so that it's public, my next guest is Vice Chair Rasmussen, but I will not be there, so there will not be a Brown Act violation. He will be on his own. I believe I've requested Mayor Kramer to introduce you.
Yes.
I'd like to add one more thing too. For those of you that heard about the loss of the young girl in high school rodeo that lost her 3 horses down the canyon on Highway 20 last Sunday, we have a fundraiser at my ranch for her this Sunday. And we're going to be putting on it's really sad. Apparently there was a malfunction with the vehicle pulling it and caused the horses to go down the canyon. So we're having a fundraiser for her this Sunday.
Thank you for helping with that, and that concludes our reports.